Alright everyone, welcome back to the man cave, and today I'm going to start tearing everything to bits. So I'm going to do a big shovel in the cave here, and I'm going to add triples to the SimRig. I don't exactly know how it's all going to fit in yet until I start trying. I've done some basic measurements and I think it's going to be okay. So here's the room, and as you can see I've got my main PC over on this side, and we've got the SimRig cockpit and its display over there, but the 3D printing, and I've got my electronics desk which is covered in stuff at the moment. So what I'm planning on doing is going to take the SimRig, I'm going to rotate it 90 degrees, I'm going to put it here, and that'll give me access to the shelf quite easily with the PC on the back of it, and that'll also allow me to move my NAS units onto the desk next to the PC for the SimRig, and then this will mean that the triples will sit in sort of this position and this shape here, and then I'll move this desk, hopefully it'll fit, but it's going to be a bit tight I think, down into this corner. If that doesn't work and I need a slightly shorter desk, I've got the electronics desk which is 20 centimeters shorter. I'll put that in the corner and move my main PC onto this one, and then I'll slide this unit down nearer to the door so I've got more space walking into the room. So I think it's going to be a bit of a tight. The biggest headache is going to be moving everything around. The SimRig now weighs quite a bit with all the motion system on it and everything, so that's going to be a bit of a chew because I can't really slide it because it sits on these foam mats, so it's going to be a bit of a struggle. So anyway, we'll see how we get on and I'll catch up with you soon. Well, this is fun. Starting to move everything around and it's absolute cable chaos nightmare. At least things have started to move. Desk's been pulled out, cockpit's been pulled out. Starting to rotate the frame for the screen, the middle screen. And yeah, we'll see how this goes. Alright, so the nightmare is continuing to unfold. So it's all cables and chaos, but never mind, we'll get there. Progress so far, I've got the first original screen back on the stand, and I think I've got it relatively at the right height. I'm not 100% sure. It's a different, I've changed the mount so it's got no tilt, swivel or anything like that, so all three of them have got exactly the same mount for the TVs so that I can minimise the risk of movement. There's still a little bit of tilt on here at the moment, but I just haven't got all the bolts and everything in place until I'm happy with the height. So what I need to do really now is get the PC up and working so I can at least see what the picture looks like, and then I can take it from there. And then after that it's a case of getting the monitor arms on place, and I've got these adjustable, I think they're called watch face hinges or something like that, that I can use to bolt across the top of the bars and get the angles how I want them, and then not lock them all down, they don't lock, but I might find something to lock in or knock off a 3D print or something. But at the moment progress is acceptable, so we'll catch you later. So we've got about 8-9 hours into where we are with things, and starting to take a little bit of shape. It's just after midnight now, almost 1 o'clock in the morning, so I don't know what time I started yesterday, but it's certainly been around about 9 hours. Where are we? So SimRig PC is up and working, the SimRig's up and working again, everything seems to be working. Cable management hasn't even been started yet. It was basically just plug in and make sure everything is doing what it should be doing, and then we'll work out all the cable routing later. Buried in the back here, temporary position for the UPS for the network and the NAS boxes, the PC for the SimRig, the network storage and the networks, they're up and working. My main PC over here, don't like it on the floor, I'm going to have to find something to raise it up, but it'll do just now. And I've moved everything from the big desk onto the little desk because I needed to get that space in there. When I put the chair on the SimRig fully back, it was clashing with the big desk, so that was no use, so I had to move my normal desk onto the slightly smaller, 20 centimeters smaller desk. And it's all up and working. Again, cable management hasn't even been attempted yet, that'll be a job for once everything is complete. And on this side of the room I haven't even attempted to make a start with it. It is an absolute bomb site. I've just moved everything back in. I had all this through in one of the other bedrooms, but I'm out of my bed, so I had to take everything out of there again. And we'll get going again in the morning. So that is the progress so far. Tomorrow is always another day. We'll maybe get the next screens on, and then we'll start to tidy things up and get the other side of the room done. And well, there's bound to be something else. Anyway, I'll catch you later. So it's the start of day 3, and progress is good but challenging. So I've got 3 screens up. Here we are. Here's a quick look, and I'm not sitting too bad. I've got a slight little bit of tweaking to do down in the corners. As you can see, I've got a gap here just with a little bit of tilt, but that can easily be solved. And I had to move the rig twice yesterday to get enough distance off the wall. And today's challenge is to sort out the rest of the furniture. So what I'm going to do is I've moved this desk, this is a smaller desk, from the other side of the room and set up my PC on there. But now that I've moved the rig again further into the centre of the room, I've actually got the space here for the wider desk. So I'm going to swap them back again, and then I'm going to take the small desk and put it into this corner, sitting horizontally along the wall there, and that will open up the space for getting round the monitor at this point here. And then I'll reconfigure all my 3D printers and stuff like that in the electronics desk to make things a little bit tidier. Then I'm going to look at potentially moving the 4th monitor up onto the top, and then I need to sort out, if we go around to the back. Ugh. So here's the PC, the NAS boxes, and my network switch. I think I'm going to take this drawer unit and slide it into this space here, and then put the NAS and the network on top of it, and then that'll allow me to move the PC over to the left slightly, as the cables are a little bit tight for the left hand monitor, I think it was, due to where the plugs are on it. And then it's just a case of tidying it all up, I think. So moving the rig yesterday was an absolute headache, because obviously it's heavy, it sat on the form board so it wouldn't slide easy. So what I ended up doing is I actually used a section of the aluminium profile and used it as a lever jack, and just lifted the back of the rig and knocked it over an inch at a time, dragged the electronics underneath it as well over, and then slid the whole computer stand and monitor mount to the left slightly, and then just kept repeating that to get the rig into its new position. So I've set up the field of view, or sort of the angles, based on one of the online field of view calculators, and we'll have to just take it from there once I tidy things up. So that's where we are. I shall catch you soon. Alright, so finally, all done. So 3 solid days and the room is completely transformed, and we have triple 55 4Ks set up on the SimRig. And obviously I've got the cockpit sitting here in the middle of the room, or just off centre of the middle of the room. So this is the GT Omega Prime, and I've got the 3 button boxes on the wheelbase there, one for controlling the start stop with the stream, switching some various bits and bobs. The one on the right hand of the wheel is for adjusting the car, all the ABS and things like that. And the one on the bottom is for switching the scenes and various other things in OBS Studio. To the right of that, I have got an old tablet which I'm using for the SimHub leaderboards predominantly, and then to the right I've got a 4th display just for using on the web, Coach Dave Delta, OBS Studio, Mozart Pit House, etc. And then obviously we've got ACC currently running. And I use one of the online field of view calculators just to get everything based on the angles, the screen size. There's a couple of tweaks I still need to do. As you can see up the top, I've still got this white bar, so I just need to adjust the dimensions slightly. I've also changed in the HUD, you won't see it here unless I go in and drive. But I've also changed, hold on just a second, let's go continue. Oh, the motion's just coming on. Yeah, I've adjusted the position at the bottom right of the HUD, because obviously when I first started it, it was away over the right hand side, and likewise I've done the timer at the top. So yeah, everything is looking great. I just need to get out there and start tweaking a few bits and bobs. Apart from that, my desk, 3 times I think it was, or 2 times at least, I moved the desks back and forth to get the right orientation, so everything's been changed around. So I'm back to my original desk, and but I just moved it from where this point was into the corner here. So this is for all my video editing, astrophotography, general desktop programming and things like that. In the right hand corner, so this was the smaller desk that's used to sit over behind where this shelf unit is, drawer unit is. Moved that into the corner here. That's for all my electronics and 3D printer cleanups and everything. Then I've just got all my various tools and things shoved under there, drawer units with my pens and just various bits and bobs and cables and God knows what else is in all them. Then over this drawer unit, so I've rearranged all the 3D printing stuff. So this is effectively my 3D printing station. So where it's positioned here, it gives me decent working space with the back of the monitors, and I've got a couple of dryers and then my smaller 3D printer. Then around the back of the screens, so here's the back of the screens. Obviously got the lighting underneath the rig, as you can see. So 3 4K 55-inch displays. In the left hand corner, I moved this drawer unit from where it was sat here. It was pretty restricting access into these cupboards, so I've moved it into here, and I can get into all those drawers fine. And then I've got my network set up here, so I've actually mounted the Wi-Fi router for the room up here, and then I've got my main 10 gigabit switch sits here. And then I've got my 3 NAS boxes sat there. And then the PC is sat on this unit, which obviously I had made previously. And then underneath I have got a fan blowing straight up the pedals onto the rig there, which I definitely need in here. Because if you see my last video, I did make a mount to draw the heat straight outside. Well, obviously I'm at the other side of the room now, so I'm going to have to rethink how I'm going to pipe that tubing across the room to get rid of that heat, so that's a job for another day. I'll just have to bear with it for the time being, keep the windows open, keep the fans on, and that will do. So I don't think there's anything else to say. I'll maybe move my Nürburgring Nordschleife neon artwork across, maybe above the monitors here, or maybe onto that back wall, but nothing else has really changed. I've still got my thingy counters up there, all the space related Lego and things. I need to get rid of all that stuff in the corner there, and then I need to get round to building this McLaren P1 Lego Technic set, all 3,893 pieces of it, once I get round to it. So anyway, there we go. 3 days of pain and suffering, but we got there in the end. So now I just need to go and enjoy it. Make sure I got all my settings set up, go and try and set up LMU on it. But for the time being, I think that is about it. So thanks very much for watching. We'll catch you again, and don't forget to drop any comments, questions or queries down in the comments section, and thank you very much. See you next time. Alright, so here we are in ACC. I have used the simple runtime Windows editor to get the setup of the screens. The one thing I have noticed with the 2 new screens, even though they're exactly the same type as the center one, which is the existing screen, the colors seem to be a little bit dimmer, so I don't know what settings I need to change to sort that out, but that'll be not too bad. It's not relatively okay. I think you can spot it more in the cameras, or the camera behind my head, that baldy thing here. So anyway, we'll head out onto the track, we'll get a couple of laps in just for a feel, and then we'll switch across and try LMU. So we're here on Silverstone. So I do have the motion system turned on, so you will probably see me bobbing about. Still got cold tires, I better remember.
I do love having the peripheral vision. It makes a huge difference just to that immersion. And I've also noticed when I've done a couple of laps previously that spotting the apexes and things just feels more there, if that's the right word. It's just easy, well, not easier, but it's got a better feel to it. And when we jump across the LMU free practice sessions and you see the other cars coming past in that, it does make a whole new difference. Oh, I'm spinning off the track. Unfortunately, I haven't put my wheel and brake pedals back to what I used to have them at before the daughter was playing it the other day, so that's not helping. There's no excuse for just my general crap driving, so we'll just leave it there. But when I first tried the triples, everything just felt completely different. Obviously the scale's different. Just the general feel, I think, will take a little bit of time just to get used to, and hopefully get back to my PBs again, and then take it from there. And I'll play around with the video settings and see if I can get that frame rate up a little bit, but to be honest, it's perfectly adequate. And this is running the 4090. There we have it. This is ACC Silverstone on the triples. Spin out. Alright. Let's head across to LMU. Okay, so here we are in LMU. We're on Monza in the McLaren. And I've changed the settings down to high from ultra or epic or whatever it used to be, so we'll see how that does to the FPS. Currently it's telling me in the garage here we're doing 18, and of course I've got OBS recording as well, so that's probably taking a bit of the load of the CPU, but we'll see how things go. We'll head out. Oh, I'm on the sand. That's no use. So I don't really notice the bezels. On the GT3s, the left-hand bezel between two screens 1 and 2 tends to sit on the A-frame of the car and the pillar. But on the right-hand side, it's far enough to the right that it's not directly in my field of view, so I don't really notice it. I think it's more the alignment is sitting well, which makes it less noticeable, I should say. Oh, around you come. But it makes a huge difference with the triples. Just that whole immersion. You subconsciously start using the side screens more. Oh, nearly spun it there. Car coming up behind me.
That time was a 1:55.11.
Oh, and he gave me a shunt. Thank you, Mr. AI car. We'll let him alongside so you can see him in the... Oh, spun it. Yeah. So that is LMU. Oh, pit limiter's off. Get speeding ticket. All right. Okie dokie, so what we'll do, we'll head over to try AC Evo. I've not had to even set that up yet in the triples, so we'll catch you in a bit. Alright, so here we are on AC Evo. We're in the Maserati GT2. We're at Mount Panorama, and I have got to set up an AI race here, just see what it's like. So let's get into the car. Our starting position is 8th. I'm loving the sides, don't get me wrong. And we're off. Get over. Come on. So I'll see how many times I've been it across the top of the mountain. 10-minute race. Sneak a couple of spaces here. One more. Oh, I just squeezed by him. Oh, I forgot how close I was. Take him at the bottom of the hill. Am I too far away from him? Depends if he's going to brake or not. He's lifted. And there we have it. So, hope you've enjoyed that build of the room, tearing apart everything, chaos, furniture moving, cable management. It's just been an absolute headache. So hopefully that's it all done now. I'll go and spend some time dialing in some of the settings, I think, and hopefully we'll get it all running sweet. Even though I can't complain, it's all working pretty good. All we need now is the GPU market to sort itself out. Oh, into the wall we go. Oh, car's well broken. Yeah, car's absolutely... My steering wheel's at 90 degrees. Yeah, meatballed. So, seems like a reasonable time to say goodbye. thank you very much for watching. We'll see you out on track sometime. Take care everyone, and we'll catch you later.